Hey everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you're having a good one. What's good? A lot happened today. A lot happened that people are not happy about. I mean, should have seen it coming. We all should have seen it coming. So tonight's question is, do you think there is more downside to come next quarter due to tariffs? Yes, no, other. And if it's other, drop it in the comments. Now, the U.S. Treasury has sanctioned A7 LLC, Garantex, XVED, something like that. I think it's XVED. And related entities. Why? Because they were accused of helping Russia evade sanctions via crypto. A7A5 is a coin. A7A5. I want you to give that some thought. If you're a script kiddie, you know exactly what that means. If you're a script kiddie, you know exactly what A7A5 is. Think of A as a number. What's the closest number to the shape of the letter A? You'll get there. You'll get there fast. Again, tonight's question: do you think there is more downside to come next quarter due to tariffs? And we'll get to that conversation in a little bit. They also use, in addition to A7A5, they also used USDT. Yeah, some interesting stuff. My kids are upstairs having a blast. And like I said, helping Russia evade sanctions. Where is this? Was it Kazakhstan? They have a whole list of people. Holy moly. Including people. Elon Sergey Mendeleev. Just names I can't even come close to pronouncing. Can't even come close. I'm not even going to try. That'd be silly. Absolutely silly. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to see what country it is. Linked to ruble-backed A7A5 stablecoin. A7A5 stablecoin. Wow. Russia-backed stablecoin, no less. That's hilarious. I did not write down what country they're from. My bad. So what else do we have? We've got Strategy is facing criticism. Apparently, Strategy compared itself to some Fortune 500 companies. And there were a couple of people that likened it. One person was like, that's fraud. Another analyst was like, well, it's close to fraud, but they didn't say it was fraud. And I'm sitting back and I'm saying to myself, there are probably some Fortune 500 companies that they could compare themselves to and be correct. In terms of growth, intake, all that. People are also thinking about, also talking about their financial structure. So Strategy is not without, let's say, space for consideration. That's what I would say. You bought more Ethereum. Cardano is doing terrible. Let's see. Where's Cardano at right now? It's at 91.94. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. Don't spread falsehoods. Without an LOL at the end of it. Some people will take that seriously. Cardano's doing freaking fine. There are other coins that are not doing so freaking fine. I'll say that. I will definitely say that. Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's at 92. Shut up. Go sit in the corner. Go sit in the corner because you're trying to be funny. Chainlink is doing horrible too by your standards. 22.50. I mean, so a couple of coins took a hit. XRP took a hit. XRP takes a hit while Cardano maintains. That's interesting. Solana takes a hit, a $10 hit, while Cardano kind of maintains, where it's at. But even Cardano over the past 2 days, only up 1.48%. Only. Over 7 days, up 17.86%. I mean, Cardano's doing all right. Just saying. But I do think there's opportunity there. I think there's opportunity with XRP. I think there's opportunity with Ethereum. I think if you're doing the sprinkle, you've got Bitcoin that's humming along. There was a pullback. Why was there a pullback? Well, there was a pullback in the market. The stock market basically went neutral. It's because of PPI. It is what it is. We'll get into that later. We will get into that later, where I'm sure I'm going to disagree with at least most of you. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has conflicting statements. He initially ruled out Bitcoin purchases, but later leaving the door open, kind of sparking some controversy. I mean, you couldn't get that right. You've had all this time to get your strategy right and you haven't figured it out. Oh, you said something wrong and somebody whispered in your ear and now you want to backtrack and change your story. Got it. That sounds about right. So I don't know. I'm just looking at things and I'm just saying to myself, there's a lot of stuff going on and we knew this pullback was coming, right? I wasn't expecting good PPI. I really wasn't. Why? CPI is probably going to trail PPI, even though they report those numbers first. But why is it going to happen like that? Well, because we're still spending and they're buying to sell us what we're going to buy from them. So they're going to feel it first. Producers. And that'll be fine. Holmes House, you invested in yourself today. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about. Let me switch over to live. Only 5 votes. I'm amazed. I am amazed. Only 5 votes. Get to clicking, people. Get to clicking. Again, tonight's question. Do you think there's more downside to come next quarter due to tariffs? It's interesting the way it's falling out. 80% of the people say no, and nobody says yes, and one person says other. Interesting. It's very interesting. Block launched or is launching Proto Rig. It is it's a mining rig that is basically hot swappable. Everything on the box is hot swappable, and it's got a small footprint. What I haven't seen is a price. That's what I have not seen as a price. But the engineering that went into that, like I took a look at the box. What is it? Proto.xyz or something like that. Went there. Just look up Proto Rig and you'll be able to pull it up. I'm wondering how much it costs. Because you are going to have to swap out some things. Like, hash cards don't last that long. Right? So you've got to boop, boop. And the box, I think the way they did it was everything is hot swap, right? And easily hot swappable. Because what they're doing is they're saying we can produce these in a way that brings down maintenance costs between 15 and 20% compared to the normal rigs that are out there now. And that's actually a very big deal when you're talking about you're trying to make money off these rigs. Whether as a validator, a miner, whatever it is, you're trying to make money off these rigs. Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all. Right? But, damn. Like I looked at the box and I was like, holy moly, that's a lot. And power consumption is still going to be an issue. It's still going to be an issue. What is up with Scott saying No BTC or gold revaluation this year. Why would he? I seem to think that a lot of people forget all the news that they've got up in their head and it stays jumbled. Why would he? Why would he revalue the gold that they have, the Bitcoin that they have? Why would he? There's already controversy over, do they have the amount of gold they said, and do they have the amount of Bitcoin they said? It's already a fact, so why would he? Why would you do anything that can incriminate you? That's what I said. Controversy over amounts of gold and Bitcoin. So imagine. Nobody wants to say jack. Nobody wants to say a word. So I'm wondering. No, that's conspiracy theory. That's conspiracy theory. There are no facts to that. I'd be looking for facts. Like, I want to know, what are you doing? What are you doing with my money? Because that's our money. Just saying. And how many countries are saying, send me back my gold? That's another one. Yo, D Bluey, invested in yourself. Thank you very much for letting us know. Appreciate that very much. I'm still shocked. 6 votes. 5 no, 1 other. Not a single person is saying yes. I know which side I'm going to wind up taking in that conversation. I don't know what you mean by they should have a KYC on their wallet, a know your customer. They are the customer. You mean you want them to be more transparent with what they're holding, right? That's what I would want. That's what they have the banks doing. So I'm just wondering, the U.S. is going to use sovereign nations' U.S. bond capital to invest in U.S. companies. Yeah, that's what he said. Because now they're considering investing in Intel. Like, really? I wouldn't mind doing certain things if you laid out a plan to the public. So this is what we're thinking about doing. Other countries are doing this and they seem to be doing not so great. But there might be a way that we know how to do it that they don't, and we can make it better. As soon as the government gets involved in your company, whether a 2% owner, 1% owner, 0.5% owner, you're going to do what the government says. There's a problem. There's the problem. If you're going to be a silent investor, be silent. Let them run the business. Because if the government knew how to run the business, we wouldn't have so much waste in Washington, is my humble opinion. Right? I forgot who it was that said, oh, it was Robin Williams, and said that politicians should be forced to wear patches for all the companies that invest in them. Because when they drop that money in the campaign fund, in the campaign coffer, that's what they're doing, right? They're investing. Still holds true to this day. Google wanting to ban wallets, but they have very good reason to ban those wallets. Those wallets are not compliant in those countries or in those regions, and they're saying we'll definitely do that for you, but not in those regions until you become compliant in those regions. So, if you're a centralized wallet, a custodial wallet, and you're not in the United States and you're not compliant with, if you're not compliant with the United States, then you have no reason being in our Play Store in the United States or the EU. That's how they're doing it. If you're a non-custodial wallet, oh yeah, no, not a problem. Not a problem. I don't even understand why they would take that long. I wouldn't give you December. If that's my decision, I'm going to make that decision right now. Because I'm aiding you in getting these people to help you do business illegally. Why would I wait till December? I wouldn't. Or maybe they're saying you have until December to become compliant or get licensed or whatever. But that wouldn't be me. I'd be like, well, you had all this time to do what you were supposed to do and you didn't. Bam. I'd be like, hire one of my moderators. They're freaking take care of that. I got some moderators coming on and they're like no joke. This one moderator, the lead moderator, whoo, they are no joke. They scare me. They scare me. But I really do wonder, like, if the United States is going to become an investor, again, I almost have no issue with that. What parts of the government are going to be doing this? Mind you, we kind of already do. Except that in most cases, we don't get the money back. But we will pay for a company to do something. Not that that's in their line of business, but we will pay them to do it because because we think they can. Like, I would like to see an accounting of every penny that goes out of the government. You know what would help with that? Yeah, blockchain. Blockchain would freaking help with that. Blockchain would freaking help with that. Why? Because when you pay via the blockchain, we can follow each and every single freaking coin wherever it goes. So if you pay a company X number of Bitcoin to do something, and you pay them, and immediately that Bitcoin gets dispersed, well, follow the money, right? If that money winds up in, a tumbler, think Tornado Cash, well, right? I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? You want to use stable coins as big brother to your citizens. Well, we should be able to do the same in reverse. What are you spending money on? And then we can find out, like, why are you sending money over there? Why are you spending money over there? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? That's what things would do, No, I know. You're not professional moderators, and I wouldn't have any one of you moderate for me, period. That's silly. That's a silly suggestion. You actually need to have people that do moderation, that'll take the time to contemplate what people are doing that are not going to be emotionally involved. That's my point. Right? We're all emotionally involved. Moderators are not. And they'll take the time to actually look at things, and they can be harsh, but they will take the time to understand, well, should this person be banned? Should they just be put on timeout, like literally put in the corner? Like, what should happen? Because I can be harsh. I can be like cold. And they'll pull me to the side and be like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell was that about? Shut up. Don't do that again. Yeah, I get calls after the show. Because I'm not perfect. But yeah, I want professional moderators. I made that decision a while ago. I'm going to have professional moderators. Because like I said, they will have a bit more common sense than me. Right? And they'll at least speak about should an account be banned. Me, I won't think about it. I'll just be like, oh, no, that's what you're doing. Bam. Like, the only time they will do that is when it's clear that somebody is going after somebody else. That'll be immediate. That's one thing where we agree. We shall not have bullying. Bullying is not cool. Who else can see $300 as a reasonable target for Solana within the next few months? Not me. Not me. They're too susceptible to meme coins, in my humble opinion. I could be wrong, Professional moderators are not. Not the ones I hired. They're not. I don't know if the only way that I could see Solana getting there like that is via meme coins, and I don't know that meme coins have that kind of a life. I really don't. And if it, in truth be told, if it did hit 300, I mean, anything's possible, right? Anything's possible. I just don't think that, I guess that's the better way to say it. I don't think the chances, in my humble opinion, I don't think the chances are high that it reaches that number. Can Solana reach its all-time high of 294? That's the real question that you're asking. Can it reach 294? I can tell you one way how it can get there. Meme coins take off. There's an extended period of positivity, and they don't have the network gremlin come out in any way, and they don't have any fingers pointed at them because they're not decentralized. So long as there's no negative news about Solana and there's no macro events that'll affect them, they might be able to reach their all-time high. But I think for me, Solana could do it, right? But I think as soon as they do it, the market's going to go like that, and they're the most susceptible to drop faster than everything else. I think they're one of those coins that would drop faster than everybody else because they're susceptible to meme coins. That's how they make their money. I mean, if you got a different idea, I'd love to hear it. I mean, but I can see how they can get to that 294 or 300, as you say. But I think it needs to be perfect. I think the perfect storm needs to be there for them. You think high market caps need to be looked at logarithmically? I don't know what that means. To know if Solana can reach that, look at the logarithmic charts. It's one way you could look at it. Now that I stopped thinking about it. But yeah, I don't. Could it do it? Anything's possible. I guess here's my question. Are you, for that question, are you already holding Solana? If you're already holding Solana, I'm going to think differently, right? I might say, well, it could, there's a chance, and here's how I feel about that chance. If you're not holding and you're thinking about getting in because you think you can make some money off of that, because that would be like what? A 0.5 GB, GMB jump, right? And you sit there and you're kind of like, But then I'd look at that number compared to others, like a Cardano, and say to myself, do I believe in Solana more than I believe in this? And is this decision based on value growth, or is this decision based on I want to make some money? Or is it based on, just what is it based on for you to get there? If I'm looking at Cardano and Solana, I'm going to say I have an opportunity to make more money with Cardano, in my humble opinion. And Cardano doesn't come with that meme baggage that Solana comes with. Right? I mean, I don't know. You've got to, and with regard to logarithmic, log charts are measured in amplitudes. Well, you've got to learn how to go read that, or give it to ChatGPT or Grok or one of these and have it read it for you, and you'd be able to say, "Oh, okay, I can make a decision based off of that information." Solana is making the most money. Does that mean month over month? And user so. Is possible. Hyper and Tron is next in line. Yeah, I don't know if I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I understand the thought process. I just disagree with it. It's a valid thought process. I just disagree with it. I think there are coins out there that will do inherently better than Solana. I expect Hype to do better than Solana. Good evening, Paula. Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. Greatly appreciated. I definitely think Hype will do better than Solana. I think Ondo can do better than Solana. They're providing true services, right? Rick Ritchie, did you not hear what I just said? I said those are valid opinions and I can understand them. Me personally, I don't agree with them. But yeah, those are very valid opinions. Very valid. Lex Luthor, that one, I do not disagree. Let me start there. The pause wasn't for that. A pause was Sui is almost unsung these days, but it's still doing so well. And if Sui wakes up, if Sui was to wake up, you have a chance of making more money off of Sui. If Sui wakes up, its year to date sucks right now. Let's go to top 2. I'm trying to look up what the GMB X factor is for Sui. Sui's GMB X factor is 0.42. Solana's GMB X factor is 0.52. 0.52 meaning it'll take that much for it to get up to its all-time high. 0.42 for same for Sui. So I don't know. I think Sui can do it. I think definitely. I think the reason why is because Sui doesn't come with the baggage. You know what I mean? Like Sui comes with stronger use case and stronger usage in terms of longevity and all that good stuff. In my humble opinion, if I'm just looking at something like numbers, then I would wind up on Rick Ritchie's side. If I'm just looking at numbers kind of say, well, Solana can do whatever. I'm just thinking based off of my numbers, my risk framework. Again, back to risk framework. I think Sui can do better. Here's something that'll probably drop jaws. I think Stellar could do better. I do think Stellar could do better. People are trying to look at me and like, yo, what is wrong with him? He done lost his brain. I think Chainlink can do better. Chainlink's GMB X factor is 1.35. Its year to date sucks. But Link has all of these deals that are just so ripe. I mean, Link is one of the few coins that can make money, like can make exchange level money, even though it's not an exchange. You know what I mean? Like because so many projects rely on Chainlink, I think Chainlink's just on this constant roll upward. Yes, it'll go like that, volatility wise, but I think it's on a constant roll upward. I think its trajectory is better than most coins on the market because you rely on it so much. Yeah, it is the backbone of crypto. It's a part of that connective tissue I keep talking about. It's a part of that connective tissue. You don't have Web3 without Chainlink. You don't have RWA without Chainlink. You don't have DeFi without Chainlink. You know what I mean? Like, I think Chainlink, like I said, I think Chainlink can wind up making more money than exchanges. And exchanges make money no matter what. Exchanges make money based on you're doing something. Pay me. You got cash flow going out. You got value going out. Pay me. You got value coming in. Pay me. You got this going on, pay me. You woke up this morning, pay me. Everything is pay me. Got big bags of Link, yep. Already shaved major profits on Link in a month, yep. Yet so far, it's been heavily undervalued. Oh my God, thank you so much. Like, you don't look in the mirror and go, yeah, I thank you for undervaluing Link. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. I do. Not for nothing, but let me see. Where is it? Bear with me. Chainlink's right here. Chainlink is down 6%, 6.25%. It's currently at $22.41. Depending on how long you've been holding it, you could probably I could take profit right now and still walk away with money. But do I think the market's going to stay down? I think the market's going to adjust over the next tomorrow's Friday, so it might not adjust tomorrow. But the market might adjust tomorrow, and that'll be a wrap. Yo, Enrique, thank you for letting me know that investment was made. Enrique, yeah, no, no, that's not me. That is not me. So, Rick Ritchie, back to you. Completely agree with looking at everything from a chart, numeric, metric standpoint, right? Completely agree with that. But when I evaluate, I'm looking at numbers over here and non-tangible stuff over here. And then I'm seeing how they affect each other. That's normally what I do. Like, I never rely on numbers only. Never. I have too many friends that are economists, and they're like, yeah, you don't do that. They've all told me don't do that. And the reason why they told me they don't do that is because they've messed up every single time. Every single time. So I'm like, don't dedicate to one thing. Numbers are great until they're not, is what I was told. So I weigh everything on the number side. I weigh everything on the non-tangible side. And then I come to a conclusion based on my risk framework. Right? Still trying to figure out how to put numbers on everything. Right? Like how I feel, like what do I believe the true chances are on this coin making it to this point? Like, what would that coin need to do to make it to that next level? What's its relative success versus other coins? Like, I would be looking at things like that, because when I look at things like, I really want to buy this coin, it's in the perfect sector, so far the only one that I believe has a true lock in its space, I mean a true lock in its space, is Chainlink. There aren't that many other coins that can say they've cornered the market the way Chainlink has. Ooh, Botanic, that was awesome. That was awesome. Love that. That is great. Oh, man. I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that. We've asked for things, but we've never put it in a sentence like that. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. Definitely going to use it. Absolutely going to use it. And they're all things that, that's me. That's us evaluating from a numeric standpoint. Give us 3 reasons. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That is definitely pretty good. Something else, Rick Ritchie, I have to admit that there are times that I look at things that are non-numeric, and I'll be like, I don't know. Then I look at the numbers, and I'm like, oh, that right there. Well, I want you to think about those transaction fees, bud. I have a bot that's bouncing money between accounts. Transaction fees. They make their money no matter what. Transaction fees. All those bots that are out there, 80% of the traffic that's out there, fake bots going like this. Transaction fees. They're still going to collect the transactions. That's the exposure that I keep talking about to meme coins. That whole meme coin space, bots going like this. Little amounts going like this. They're still getting their fees. Yeah, well, bots are kind of cheap, but they're still making their money off of all those transactions, no matter how minuscule. They make their money. They don't care. Make my money. You ever go to the gas station? You pay 2 decimal points. Gas station is calculating that crap like, right? 5 or 6 decimal points out. You ever see that movie? What was it? Superman 3 with Richard Pryor, and he became a developer, and then he wrote a plant, and a little applet that freaking snatched all the pennies, all the small pennies, and like dumped it into an account. There you go. That's what happened was. And they round all those split pennies that you see at the gas station. They round up to the next penny. So where's all those split pennies? Where's all them split pennies going? It's all in Richard Pryor's pocket. So yeah, sometimes I have to stop, and like certain things will just move a coin for me. And usually at the end of the day, numbers are at least 50% of my decision making. Sorry. Yo, hype's no joke. It's a platform that's doing stuff. They're gonna make money no matter what. Solid money, real value, right? Not off of memes, because as soon as memes take a dive, Solana takes a dive. Memes take a dive, hype's still making money. Ando's still making money. Ave's still making money. I mean, that's why I cannot, even though the numbers might say something, I can't agree on it because of the model. That's why when I look at Sui, I'm like, oh man, Sui, I'm gonna make money off of Sui. They're not banking on meme coins to make money. They're banking on real builders to make money. I'm not banking on any coin that's basing or that is blown up because of meme coins. Granted, freaking Solana has solidified its space, right? Its place rather, right? Solana is currently at number 6. Can it catch up and bunny hop BNB again? Highly possible. Highly possible. Am I making money on BNB? Yeah. Solana can catch up, but that doesn't mean that you're making more money with Solana than you are with BNB. BNB is another one of those that they're going to keep making money steady. Who here thought that, BNB was going to hit 865 today? Or yesterday, rather. Who thought? Like what? Wow. Quietly, just doing his thing, slow and steady, wins the race, just plodding along, la 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 la. Imagine. And I keep saying, there's something about Cardano that I just look at Cardano's a problem for a lot of players. It's a problem for a lot of players out there. Cardano is what Solana wished it could be. $2.7 million a month. I'd like 1/10 of that, please. 1/10. I'd be happy. Just saying. BNB is maintained by the largest crypto exchange. Of course it will do well. It's built on, forget about who's managing it. It's built upon. They were also smart enough to tie it into what they do. But BNB is a part of Web3 the same way. I know, I was just looking at Cardano at 93. Cardano sucks today, right, Hutanik? I really want to put you in the corner. But yeah, I mean, Cardano is what a lot of coins wish they were. I mean, because Solana is nowhere near being a Cardano. At some point, I believe Cardano is just going to blow the hell up. And people are going to be like, holy crap, where did that come from? And here's something else to contemplate. When I think of coins and I say, well, Can Cardano hit, $3? Right? Cardano can hit $3. But respectively, what can Solana do? There's no comparison right there. You know what I mean? Like if Cardano goes up, that does not mean that Solana is going to go up. See what I mean? There are certain coins that travel in packs. There are other coins that travel opposite. Cardano and Solana, are completely separate. But I think that if Cardano, so right now it's at 87771. That is a freaking awesome number. I gotta catch. I missed it already. Damn, that was an awesome number. If Cardano doubles, right now it just doubles. If it doubles, it's not even at $2 yet. Think about that. It's not even at $2. If it doubles, people will look at Cardano and stop looking at Solana. You'll start to see that suction happen, in my humble opinion. That meme I was talking about in the BB is up 30% this week. 2, if y'all want to know, you should have been at the meeting. Yo, Rick Ritchie, ouch. Damn. That's some real right there. Damn. But yeah. Do you know how many times big baggers will come up and they'll be like, oh, I have an idea for a coin. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But a big bagger will be able to tell you, here's the research that I did, here's why I'm thinking like this, and be sharing, and we'll share that with the big baggers. And each one of the individuals will make their own decision on whether or not they're going to do it. That coin is up 30%. Holy shmoligans. And he has a point. If you wanted to hear about it, then you'd have been a big bagger. Just saying. Just saying. Hold it. Out the door. I'm trying to find out if one of my guys, we have something coming out. We should, I'm not going to say when we're going to release it, but I was playing around with it today, and then I'm probably going to wind up giving the thumbs up tomorrow, which means that we'll have something else for the big baggers. Actually, we'll have something else for all members tomorrow on the new site. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Big baggers will probably hate me for it. They won't. You won't hate me. You won't. But it's a surprise. I can't tell you what it is. But if it green lights tomorrow, it's going to be mad cool. It's going to be mad cool. Like, and it puts us at a point where we'll be copying the content. Right now, if you go to Core for the big baggers, if you go to the big bagger site where you can actually chat, that site has only so many articles. It stops at a certain date, like freaking AI. It stops at a freaking date. But after that, once we have this feature up, once we greenlight that feature, next step will be copying the delta between what we have right now and where we stopped, and then continuing ongoing. So that'll be 2 updates that'll come. Then another one will be, we'll wind up cutting over the site. The core site that you guys go to will wind up being the real site. And that will be it. That's how we're rolling these days. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that all works. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I can honestly say I was playing with it today. I was playing with the new features today. Just wait for the bear market. That's funny. In the short immediate term, I believe Sol has much more realistic chance of 2 to 3x than Cardano. Oh, I wholeheartedly disagree with that one. there's a chance, but I don't know that it can 2 or 3x. I think I have a better chance of. I mean, when you think about this, I believe that we have a better chance of Cardano, because what you're saying is Cardano is not going to hit its all-time high while everybody else is going up, and I think that's an impossibility. I think it hits its all-time high, right? So when I look at that all-time high, I'm kind of like, yeah, can't agree to that one, right? Its all-time high is $2.32. It's at 93 cents now. Its GMB X factor is 2.32, which is 2.32x to get to its all-time high. From this point to get to its all-time high, I think it can do it, which means that it's a 2x. I don't think there's any way that Cardano doesn't hit its all-time high during this cycle, quote unquote cycle. So I don't know. I mean, I do think there's a possibility for it to hit $3, but I'm saying for it to get to its all-time high, my bad, because its all-time high is $3.09. So I'm looking at the numbers right now. So there's that. And I think once Cardano hits a certain point, I think that's when Cardano is just going to explode up. Because I think that's when everybody's actually going to say, holy crap, did you know you could do all of this with Cardano? Hutanik, you might know this off the top of your head. When does Hydra come? When does Hydra come? No, we don't hate here. Dude, you're supposed to know this off the top of your head. You always know this stuff. Hydra comes. Yeah, but when? That doesn't tell me when. Give me a date, bro. What the hell are you doing? Give me a date. You know damn well I was asking for a date and not to take me out. Just saying. I mean, unless it involves barbecue. Oh, Cardano's going to be awesome. Hear me out. I think Cardano makes it during this run. And then when Hydra and Night come out, or when Hydra, I'm not even going to say when Night comes out, when Hydra comes out, I think that's when it explodes. I think that's when it explodes. Because of the throughput that it would have. Provable throughput. I'm just saying. They do that, you're going to have a lot of people. And one of the things that I get so mad about with Cardano is it's pretty fast right now. It's pretty cheap right now. It's damn solid right now. I think they need to start, really putting that out there, really pushing the envelope on that, because there's no way in the world why, a Solana should still be mentioned when it comes to RWA or anything like that. When you look at what both platforms can do, I just don't see how. No, I don't care about ATM machines. ATM machines are silly. Absolutely silly. And it'll be a long time before ATM machines make it back like that. And they're not really ATM machines. How far do you think Cardano will retrace in the bear? That's interesting. It's an interesting question. But I'm just thinking that there are ways that I can make money greater than that, greater than Solana. We already been in the bear market with some alts already in the cycle, and the cycle is broken. I firmly believe the cycle is broken. You know that. I believe the cycle is broken. It's a different world right now. That's why I keep saying I think within the next 2 or 3 years you're going to see the great consolidation. You're going to see, you're going to see mergers. You're going to see drops. You're going to see abandonment. Abandonment meaning projects are just going to be abandoned. right? That's what I mean. And I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, some malts never made it out of the bear. That's true. Look at Gala. Gala should have been smoking hot, but yeah, Gala couldn't get out of its own way. Couldn't get out of its own way. Idiots. Idiots. Friggin' idiots. They had a beautiful story to tell, and they screwed it all up. But let's go back to this question. Do you think there is more downside to come next quarter due to tariffs? And most of you said no. 17% said yes, 67% said no, and 17% said other. So 12 votes, 10 people said no. And I'm just sitting back and I'm going, here's why I would say yes. Tariffs haven't fully kicked in yet. Right? So you've got rolling tariffs kicking in, and that means they haven't really hit yet. What we're seeing right now is what happened in the past. Those tariffs hit, and they're hurting right now. I believe the next quarter is going to be worse. Now that it might even out 2 quarters from now, but right now, yeah, no, this is not pretty. This is not pretty at all. Right? So I just want to understand why you guys are saying no. That tariffs are not going to have an impact next quarter. How? Some of the tariffs didn't kick in until this quarter, and they're being affected by it now, which means that when they report next quarter, we could be taking it on the chin. Yo, A-Pause, how are you? Prices at Walmart in Arizona went up from last week. Whew. And thank you for letting me know you invested in yourself. I'm telling you, prices are changing and people are not really getting it. CPI comes out, and that's the money that people spent back then. Prices hadn't hit yet. Tariffs were announced up and down, up and down, up and down, and finally, okay, these are going to be the tariffs. Great. That's not kicking in until now. What gets reported next quarter? Everything that's freaking happening now. I'm still trying to understand how people think, commercial real estate is going to do well. I think that we have a lot of things that are going to create a really bad marketplace. And based on that, I'm kind of like, yeesh. How do you deal with that? I don't see how tariffs don't affect everything next quarter. I don't see how. In my book, imposible. Imposible. They're going to have a negative effect. And here's the kicker. Up until now, all these businesses have been eating it, figuring out ways on how to make it work. The gloves are off next quarter. They can't eat that forever. That's a wrap. You're going to be paying higher prices on imported seafood, imported fruits and vegetables, beef coming from Brazil. I mean, you're taking a hit. That's just on food. I'm talking about everything else, electronics, everything else. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Almost bought a new computer, yesterday? Because I was thinking about, oh man, prices are coming down right now because new stuff is coming out. I should execute now because, tariffs. But there's new stuff coming out later. I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and do it later because I'd rather wait for the new stuff. It will have some effect, but there are many factors that will affect the next quarter. Yes, there are, but my question was, will tariffs have more downside? I think there's downside from those tariffs, and you're going to have massive upside Like, what has moved the market up or down greater than tariffs? I hear what you're saying, but what has moved the market greater than tariffs? And they're not fully baked in yet. Companies have to rework their numbers. They're doing it right now. I told you about the grocery store chain. I know two grocery store chains that are going to be reporting price went up. This is why it went up. This is how much it went up. Directly because of. No, that doesn't count. Nope. Try again. Tariffs. Do you know how there are so many talking heads out there, and I've seen Republican and Democratic talking heads out there that have shows like mine that are like, had you not screwed everything up, he would have dropped rates already. But you and your stupid tariffs for no reason. This is what other people are saying. For no reason, with shows. For no reason. And they're making money. Like the people I'm talking about, they make money. For no reason, you came out with these tariffs and wrecked the market. Wrecked it. So yes, has the market come back? Absolutely, it's come back. But it's come back. It's not where it would have been had you left things alone. The market would be way out there. Got to ask yourself, why would you do that? Oh, so you could get in. Take a look at the new regime's companies and the kind of moves that they've been making. That's not even a political comment. It just seems funny that there are people out there that made money when none of the rest of us couldn't because they knew what was coming. They knew what was coming. So I think about that and I just go, wow, I don't know. I think about that and I just go, wow, that's interesting. To me, that's very interesting. But I'm looking at people. Yep. No, it's MMUSD, sir. MMUSD. For an exchange, for a wallet, basically a non-custodial wallet to come out with their own, and that was one of the articles that was published, to come out with their own stablecoin is interesting. We're going to see a boom of stablecoins, and then we'll see stablecoins get paired back. If those stablecoins do not serve a specific purpose, now the MMUSD token, I believe, is going to serve a specific purpose. But other stablecoins that, we're a bank and we're going to come out with a stablecoin. And what is it going to do? What is it going to do? So, yeah, I sit back and I think about it and I just go, yeah. MMUSD is, I think, going to come out of the gate pretty well. I think its longevity is built in. As the whole reason why they're doing it. It's built in. They're not saying we're going to come out with a stable coin because we think we can make money with a stable coin. They're saying we're coming out with a stable coin that's going to serve this specific purpose, and this is the revenue we expect to make from that on an ongoing basis. Wow. I don't think banks are doing that. I think banks are saying, I want to create a coin, a stable coin, to maneuver money within my bank. Because as soon as you come out, you're expecting another bank that has a stable coin to accept your stable coin? I don't know. I just don't see it. So I think you're going to wind up seeing stable coins come in, and the ones that are going to be left standing are the ones that actually serve a purpose or that were already there. So the ones that are already there that I think will remain there. USDT, duh. USDC, maybe. I know people are tripping when I say maybe, but I think it's a maybe. RLUSD is coming. I think PayPal USD is coming. If they do better integration with their platform, it's going to do well. I think MMUSD is going to do well. I can't name other ones off the top of my head that I think will do well. Not to say that there won't be. I just don't think that right now I can name one in addition to those that'll do well. I think DAI will be here just because it's been here forever and it gets used. So I don't think that's going away just because of its history. Right? But if you've got a new stablecoin, your stablecoin better be doing something. You better have like all your bank buddies do stuff. Here's something else that I think people should pay attention to. As crypto grows, I think banks diminish. So, do I care about your stablecoin? Just wondering. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being serious. I think banks will dwindle in the future. I think banks are going to be forced to change their business model in a major fashion. I think investment banks are also going to have to change their business model over the near future. Big time. What's the original model for investment banks? Financial advisors. How many of us need a financial advisor anymore? The people that most financial advisors help, the people at this level, they don't need them anymore. Those financial advisors helping people at this level, well, that's a different level of financial advice, right? But that level, that below that level, you don't need a financial planner. You don't need a financial planner. I can do more with AI. I can do more with YouTube in terms of learning what to do, all that good stuff, than I can with a financial advisor. Most of these financial advisors aren't even up to date with crypto, let alone just normal stuff. They work within their space. Oh, you should do this. Client to client. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should do this. Oh, you should. It's always the same thing because that's the space that they operate in. It was created. I don't think it was created to shake up the financial sector. I think it was created to provide a different way. That's what it was created for. Created because nobody trusts the financial sector, and there are reasons why. I mean, look what banks are doing now. I reported yesterday. Look what banks are doing now. Hey, you shouldn't let anybody other than banks create stable coins. Yeah. Pause, you have the right idea. Everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you enjoy what I do. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. It's helping the algorithm. We're about 2 seconds away from hitting 19,000. 19,000. By the time I wake up tomorrow and start doing the crypto daily at 6:30 a.m., we should be well over 19,000. That's pretty cool. And thank you. Everybody, I hope you have a great rest of your day, rest of your night. This is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Everybody have a good one. Bye-bye.